Well, good evening. This is Two Brother Sports with only one brother again this week. Going into week 6, really excited about the NFL this year. Man, there's been some great games, and we seem like we're just starting here. But we wanted to go ahead and jump on real quick with you all and give you our picks of the week. I'm going to start out with game number 1 that we like is the San Diego Chargers going into Denver -3. Uh, Denver against their defense is ranked, I believe it's maybe fifth. It's really pretty ranked pretty high. I do believe that their punter being able to get the ball within the half-yard line and, against Seattle and having 2 safeties and 2 extra possessions. And there's some other things against the Raiders. The Raiders looked like they were ready to go up with Brock Bowers running down the line for a touchdown. Would have been the 17-3. Instead, we were going the other way, 10-10. It's very rare for something within 10 seconds of a game to turn like that, but it definitely took all the wind out of the Raiders' sails, and they were unable to get anything done after that point. It deflated them quite a bit, and that will happen at the Mile High. So that was a really difficult road loss for them, and I do believe that with Harbaugh and company and Justin Herbert, that they're not going to run into quite as many problems as that offense is really good with Justin Herbert, and he's getting a lot of help on his ground game with Dobbins and Edwards. Man, they're just some powerful runners. I think they're going to be able to run against Denver pretty well. It's going to open it up for Herbert, who easily throws for close to 5,000 yards on a good 5,000 yards a year on a good year. So we're looking to see a lot of production out of him. Love his coach. Love Harbaugh. Hard to bet against him. And looking forward to seeing that game. Interdivision should be exciting up there. Second game, another one that we like, interdivision, Atlanta Falcons. Man, I mean, we thought that it was a team that had the potential to come together. 4 or 5 weeks. We talked about that in week 1, and sure enough, Cousins looks like he's not having any problems with that Achilles injury anymore, and he's throwing some big numbers with Drake London and Mooney, and he's got a lot of help on the ground. They're looking pretty good all the way around the ball. Really, their defense is even improving in some. They have allowed a lot of points, and they're still ranked 25, but they should probably be ranked a little bit better than that. And the Carolina Panthers, really, I think that there was a little bit of momentum that they received with Andy Dalton. They were able to ramp up a little bit, but they just don't have the same type of firepower that Atlanta has right now. They don't have the type of momentum. I think that's an interdivision that they'll easily cover. Going into Cincinnati Bengals, another game we really like against the New York Giants. We're looking at Cincinnati could easily be, even though they're 1-4, they could easily be a 4-1 team. And with Higgins getting healthy and being out there and all the help they have out there, it's hard to believe that they won't be able to get done with T. Higgins and Lamar Chase and Burrow hitting on all cylinders right now. I mean, man, they played a really close interdivision game against probably one of the best teams in the NFL right now. With went into overtime, missed a field goal, could have easily won that individual matchup against the Ravens last week. So we're looking for them to be able to cover that point spread -3 against the New York Giants. And again, we're moving on to Houston Texans. They're getting Joe Mixon back, and they already got Diggs and Nico Collins and a lot of other good players over there. Believe that's going to be really hard for New England, who seems to be struggling on both sides of the ball. We really like that game, even though it's a -7. We won't take a lot of -7s, but I'm liking them to cover that. Then we have the Buffalo Bills, who we still all the way around. They seem like one of the better, well-rounded teams. They could easily have more wins. They've struggled at times too, but not like the Jets. They're really they're having a hard time supporting Aaron Rodgers to do what he does best. They're having coaching issues on defense, and they're just not putting up the type of offense that we think is going to be able to get it done against the Buffalo Bills. And with Josh Allen and company, the big, again, always going back over to the Knox and Kincaid, the big tight ends, and just Curtis Samuel and Hollins and all of them over there. We're really excited about that game. We think they're going to be able to cover that. They're -2.5 against the Jets. And then a couple extra games that we like. We're going to go with Joe Flacco. Well, a lot of people that are taking Tennessee in that game, although Tennessee does have a lot of firepower uh, in terms of weapons. They have a lot of good offense. Ridley and Boyd, Tyler Boyd, and they got Andre Hopkins. So I mean, that goes without saying what he's capable of doing. They're struggling a little bit at the quarterback position with Rudolph. He has some experience, but he never really had a full season of starts. And Joe Flacco's been in the league for 16 years and has an incredible amount of experience. And we love what he was able to do against Sunshine over there in Jaguars. It was a big, high-scoring game. He's able to put up points. We really like him, and we're going to go ahead since they're plus 2.5, I think, this week with the Colts. So Titans are favored. We like the Colts in that one. And then, last but not least, we're liking those Washington Commanders with the performance of their new quarterback. He's just insane what he's doing over there. And it's the real deal. We believe that. We believe he's going to be able to do that throughout the week if he stays healthy. And we don't think he's going to have any problem covering that plus 6.5 against the Ravens. We think it's going to be a really good, hard-fought game and two good defense matchups. And offense is just we're looking forward to that too. We think the quarterback actually is he's very similar. He can do some things that a lot of people, when they're facing Lamar Jackson, aren't able to cover. Well, that's going to be the same problems we believe the Ravens are going to face over on the other side of the ball this week. So anyway, those are our picks. We're excited about getting up and watching tomorrow's games. Please, stay tuned for next week. We got, like, subscribe, and all that kind of stuff. And we look forward to seeing you all next week. Bradley, get better. We'll see you next week. And go NFL.